everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch. The patch notes have officially arrived. We are all now in the know with what is coming July 9th, Cycle 2 Harbingers of Ruin. And in true EHG fashion, I have to show you this. Okay, you ready? Here are the patch notes, and we are simply gonna start scrolling. And scrolling. And scrolling. There's page 2. Yeah, let's just keep, we'll just keep heading down. And down. And I'll scroll faster. Holy smokes. We're on page 6, 7, 8. Last cycle, I said I'm going to read in its entirety the entire patch notes, and we didn't get through it. I mean, of course, I read the whole thing, but I meant like on a live recording. It was too much. We were reading for hours and hours. Still scrolling. These are all the updates and changes coming. Still scrolling. Okay, we're at the end. Is that it? There we go. We reached the comments. So that is how large the patch notes are. So I don't plan right now on recording a 3-hour video, okay? This is what the plan is. Together, we are going to watch the 11-minute patch overview video. I have not seen a second of this, and we are going to watch this together. And then probably within the hour, I am going to be going live on Aaron Action RPG on Twitch, and we're going to do a live reading together. Now, again, Cycle 1, I said we will read the whole thing together. I am not promising that, but we will try and break down the entire patch notes, and then tomorrow I'll drop a video on anything we see that is very relevant from the patch notes, maybe from a build or balance perspective. So that's the plan. So drop by Twitch in a little bit if you are watching this video while I'm going over the patch notes. Okay, let's check out the 11-minute overview video.
Greetings, travelers. I'm Judd Kobler, game director for Last Epoch, and I'm thrilled to announce that Last Epoch's first post-launch cycle, Harbingers of Ruin, Cycle 1.1, is just around the corner, arriving on July 9th. We're very
I feel a little mad at myself. I had an option of the purple EHG hat or the gray. I think I made the wrong decision.
excited to share all of the awesome new content that we've been working on. Let's dive in for a sneak peek at everything coming your way. In Cycle 1.1, you'll be facing off against our newest pinnacle boss, Aberoth, the Herald of Oblivion, and his legion of Harbingers. Aberoth is a fearsome foe who has selected his strongest legionnaires to hunt down Atera's champions and give them a choice. Either join his side and dedicate themselves to Orbis, or perish. While exploring and fighting your way through Atera, you will frequently encounter these fallen warriors that have been defeated by the Harbingers and tainted by corruption, waiting patiently to exact a revenge on other travelers. When interacting with these remains, choices will be given to acquire their previously equipped items, but the vengeful void will cause the remains to animate and attack. This forms the Nemesis System, whereby clicking on a Nemesis, which appears as swirling pieces of armor above a slain warrior, brings up a menu where you can see 4
Pause. Did anybody catch that? Let's backtrack just a minute.
Above a slain warrior.
Little farther.
Pieces.
What is this character holding? It would appear to have 2 shields.
Of armor above a slain warrior brings up a menu where you can see 4 items that are obtainable. You're given 3 options. 1, you can banish the Nemesis entirely, so the next one you encounter has brand new items. 2, you can challenge the Nemesis, causing the equipment to coalesce into a powerful foe that drops its displayed items when slain. Or 3, You can empower the Nemesis. This will result in it challenging you, but escaping if you were able to defeat it. The next time you find a Nemesis event, it will be more challenging, but the displayed items will have been carried over and upgraded in various ways. This can be done a maximum of 2 times. Empowering a Nemesis can upgrade its items in many ways that are impossible through the normal crafting system.
It adds LP. Obviously, there's other things to it, but the big one about the Nemesis system is you have the potential to add up to 4 legendary potential to an item. Chances of 4 are obviously extremely low, but possible.
It can add sealed affixes up to tier 7, raise forging potential above its normal maximum, and turn rare items into exalted ones. It can also upgrade unique items, adding legendary potential to them, or turn them directly into legendaries with random affixes. At higher levels, Nemesis can spawn a special unique, the Egg of the Forgotten, which can be replaced by one of your own uniques as long as it has no legendary potential or Weaver's Will, allowing you to empower that unique. With the system.
No.
That unique with the system.
No.
Allowing you to empower that unique.
No.
Or Weaver's.
I have been holding back every single day on stream from telling everybody what my start character is going to be for Harbingers of Ruin. I am going to be making a Primalist Beastmaster Raptor pack with the new Tooth one-handed sword Raptor pack.
Will, allowing you to empower that unique with the system. To stop the threat of the Harbingers, you'll need to work with the Forgotten Knight to devise a plan to take out their leader, Aberoth, last Epoch's brand new pinnacle boss, and the source of their power. You'll need to progress through the new in-game faction, the Forgotten Knights, to gain access to Aberoth himself, but only the strongest will have a chance of taking him down, gathering his spoils, and ending the Harbinger threat. The journey begins after completing the final level 90 non-empowered timeline and surviving a Harbinger's ambush for the first time. Harbingers will begin ambushing you when you defeat a timeline boss, extending the fight where they will use their abilities in combination with abilities of the previously defeated boss. If you're able to defeat the first Harbinger, you will take his eye to the Forgotten Knight, Orinthia, and be invited to join the Forgotten Knights faction, which tracks your Harbinger's specific progress. You'll need to lure out increasingly powerful Harbingers across the empowered timelines through the Monolith of Fate.
Now, I get asked this a lot. Am I selecting Forgotten Knights? Do I still get MG or COF? You will select COF or MG, and then you will get Forgotten Knights, so everybody will have 2 factions, okay? So you're gaining, you are not taking away. And to unlock your first Pinnacle boss fight, you do need to kill all 10 of the Harbingers to unlock this new Pinnacle boss, which my face is covering.
Once 10 different Harbingers are vanquished, you can spend a Harbinger Eye you've collected to enter the place where travelers are corrupted into Harbingers, the Altar of Oblivion. This is where you will challenge the Pinnacle boss, Aberoth. To help tackle these challenging new threats, and because we've tested it and it's just way fun to use, we're introducing a new evade or dodge roll mechanic. While evade doesn't offer immunity frames or serve as a traversal skill, it's a crucial part of your survival toolkit, with 2 charges available from level 1. Unlike other skills, evade isn't swappable and lacks a skill tree, but its cooldown recovery speed.
Oh my gosh, I love that they throw Spriggan in the video, because Spriggan is really the only play style that does not have an actual movement skill. Quiet, that was for you, for sure.
Increases as your character levels up. Furthermore, evade can be enhanced by various affixes and even unique items that dramatically modify its functionality. Having evade will allow us to design boss fights knowing that all players have a way to traverse out of harm's way quickly without having to choose to take a more powerful traversal ability on their action bar. 1.1 brings the most extensive balance updates of any patch ever, unlocking many exciting new build opportunities. We've updated skills, passives, and mechanics and can't wait to see what builds emerge as a result. For example, mana now regenerates while channeling on most channeled abilities, making skills like Warpath and Disintegrate awesome to build around. The Mage's Disintegrate skill tree has been updated and can now gain multiple stages of destruction. Minions are now tankier. The Sentinel's Shield Bash ability has received extensive updates. The Spellblade Mastery now has more access to Critical Strike. The Sorcerer has even more incentive to build high.
What you were just looking at is Mana Strike. Cold.
Mana. Shaman and Forge Guard have received extensive updates to be more powerful and interesting. The Primalist Avalanche ability is no longer a channeled skill by default and can do things like proc Earthquake and Upheaval. And the Rogue's Multi-Shot has been buffed when used directly, alongside much more. See the patch notes for a full list of updates. And of course, with new and challenging content and massive balance updates, we're introducing a large swath of awesome new uniques to hunt. For example, the Nihilist Amulet, last Epoch's first ever unique to have negative to positive roll ranges. This large variance means that finding a well-rolled one will result in you obtaining a very powerful item. The Nihilist Amulet is extremely versatile and can be used in many builds.
Quick plug. If you have not seen it yet, my 7th treasure hunt race is for the Nihilist Amulet. The first one to find it with +2 to skills and turn it into a legendary with a T7 health affix, both on Legacy and Cycle, wins an Action RPG hat. Sign up is in the Discord. First link in the description. You have to be online to participate. Doesn't matter if you're MG. Doesn't matter if you're Circle of Fortune. Again, doesn't matter if you're Legacy or Cycle. It is going to be a whole lot of fun tracking it. That is a brand new, rarest drop Pinnacle Boss Amulet. The Nihilist. Get in the Discord.
Meet the Monument of Protection. This Sentinel shield counts as a one-handed axe and can be equipped with another shield, adding significant offense to shield-based skills and strong additional defenses. And the new Black Blade of Chaos. This powerful in-game two-hander changes the Blade Dancer's Lethal Mirage into a skill that can be used much more frequently, providing a potent and engaging new playstyle. There are 30 uniques coming with patch 1.1, so happy hunting. Let's talk about some of the existing system changes coming with patch 1.1. First off, we've added 2 new ranks to both Circle of Fortune and Merchant's Guild factions, and reduced the time it takes to reach the highest ranks. We've also revised their rank rewards, and there's now smoother progression in the items to access with Merchant's Guild, and we've provided Circle of Fortune with ranks to receive more boss loot, experimental item affixes, and the final rank now completes the prophecy twice instead of just duplicating the reward itself. We're also working towards improving the Merchant's Guild Bazaar search feature and plan to release those updates during the 1.1 patch as soon as possible.
Nice.
We're excited to announce that we're adding level ladders alongside arena ladders, which can be accessed both in-game and on the official Last Epoch website this patch. We're also adding timestamps on the arena ladder entries so that players are able to tell when an entry on the leaderboard was made. We've replaced boss dynamic damage reduction with a new boss ward system, which solves a number of issues. This new system clearly represents boss's true health, makes health leech reliable, ensures players' damage output meets expectations, and there's no longer downsides to higher DPS
It's
builds.
so much better.
We have a few changes coming to the Monolith of Fate. First, Echoes now more consistently contain swarming and rare enemies to ensure that they're sufficiently populated and rewarding. We've heard your feedback that progressing through non-empowered timelines on alts is too time-consuming. In 1.1, you will be able to find the new Glyph of Envy, which siphons stability from your items to add to your timelines. The stability granted to uncompleted, non-empowered timelines is very high, allowing you to quickly progress through the unempowered monolith on alt characters.
161.
We've also made some changes to the Gaze of Orbis mechanic found in empowered monoliths, which previously could be overly punishing. Not only were there diminishing returns at higher amounts of gaze, you also lost all of it if you died to a Shade of Orbis. In 1.1, every stack of Gaze of Orbis always gives 12 corruption, but you can only use 4 at once, the rest carrying over to your next Echo Web. Additionally, when you die to a Shade of Orbis, you now only lose a single stack. Also,
That is huge. And the feeling of grinding over and over again to then just lose all it's a horrible feeling. Huge upgrade.
So, in parties, everyone who has enough stability to get blessing and boss-specific rewards is also given 1 Gaze of Orbis, making it easier for multiple people to progress corruption together in a party. Next, let's dive into the massive amount of quality of life additions that we have been working on with our community that you can expect to see in both Cycle and Legacy with the launch of Cycle 1.1, Harbingers of Ruin. In 1.1, all blessings that your character finds and can select from are stored and can be changed out at a vendor for a gold cost. Additionally, all characters that share a stash together have the option to equip a minimum value of all found blessings, as long as they have conquered the timeline it is found from. You can even access grand blessings normally found in empowered timelines by just conquering the normal version of the timeline. You can now search timeline echoes with text or via icon. We've made some good improvements to the loot filter. For example, you can now filter for legendary potential and Weaver's Will. Selecting multiple affix conditions is now supported in the user interface. For example, you can have one condition to only show boots with an exalted movement speed prefix, and a second condition to only show those boots if they also have another prefix from a separate
If EHG, again, I'm probably extremely biased, continues with updates like this, just maybe a little quicker, Last Epoch is going to continue to rise up the ARPG mountain. The level of detail and thought that has gone into Cycle 2 is, I mean, it just feels unbelievable. I don't know.
Selected list. And loot filter rules now have numbers, and we've added an option to show those rule numbers in brackets next to items on the ground to show which loot filter rule is applying to the item. Great for troubleshooting your filter and deepening your understanding of how the loot filter works. We have added 2 different variations of always displaying your endurance threshold on your health bar that can be changed in the gameplay settings. We're thrilled to be bringing you all of this and much more, like visual updates, client performance improvements, tons of bug fixes, network gameplay improvements, and plenty others with our first major post-launch patch. Check out the patch notes for full details, and we'll see you in Last Epoch Patch 1.1, Harbingers of Ruin on July 9th.
Damn. Okay. This video is already way longer than I expected. I'm going to be going live in the next few hours doing a live patch notes reading, answering any questions I can, or at least trying to find answers to hard questions. I am going to be launching Cycle 2 with a Beastmaster Raptor pack. We're likely then going to move into Disintegrate and then maybe some dual shield action. I am so excited about this update. Community event has launched in Discord, and I already dropped a video on it if you need the details. It is going to be so much fun hunting for the new Nihilus amulet from the Pinnacle boss. Get into the Discord. We will have anywhere from 10 to 20 live voice chats for Last Epoch going in the Discord. I don't want to say like, we're kind of the place to be on a Last Epoch drop, almost 4,000 members. I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.